folks? Welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck. My name is Adam Arduna. This is my mom, Gina.
She is the journalist.
And she's the enthusiast.
And she is super enthusiastic because we're finally talking about my team.
Yes, we are talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and the entire AFC West division as we wrap up our full NFL preview going into the 2016 season. We've done the NFC side of things. Now we're finishing up the AFC side of things. And so we've got 4 teams that are very, very close in just
talent,
history, talent, and the cities and all the things that they bring.
Can I just say,
yes,
this is a division of rivalries. These teams hate each other.
Very much so.
Everybody talks about, the Cowboys and the Washington. No. The Raiders hate the Broncos.
Right.
The Broncos hate the Chiefs. The Chiefs hate the Raiders. The Chiefs hate the Broncos.
Yes.
They hate each other.
It's all in there. And then the Chargers are always kind of in there floating around too. So it is what it is. Right.
Hate division.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and let's break down these 4 teams as we get started here. Do you want to start with the San Diego Chargers?
Yeah, let's start with the Chargers.
Okay, here we go. Let's start with the Chargers. I'll let you go ahead and kick it off for us.
Thank you. What we're going to do are the highs and lows, and at the end we'll rank them. Well, here's the thing about the Chargers. The only high for me on the Chargers is Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, the low for me, and I know this is kind of not a football play type of low.
Right.
It's their front office.
Sure.
I think the Chargers have an intangible coming in that front office that makes it hard for them to win.
Sure.
You ran off Eli Manning, even though you had a chance to draft him. He's like, I don't want to play for you.
Exactly.
You can't get Joey Bosa signed. And listen, I'm really actually against this whole thing. I think Bosa should take his money and get out there and play.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it reflects badly on you. And when everybody comes out, LaDainian Tomlinson's coming out saying, well, that's just how the front office is. That's why you're not winning.
Right.
You have got to get it together, because that does impact the game. It impacts the players. It impacts how they feel about being a Charger.
Right.
So to me, the big low right now is the front office. The only real high I see for them right now is Phillip Rivers.
I honestly agree with you pretty much 100%.
You were raised right.
You know, when it comes to the Joey Bosa stuff, I understand, hey, because the NFL does stand for not for long, you got to get as much money as you can when you can. But because it does stand for not for long, that means that your opportunities are very limited. So I wish you would just get out there and play. Your money's guaranteed. You have a lot of money coming up on the front end. Just go out there and show everyone, especially in the front office there, that you're worth your number 3 overall pick. But beyond that being said, the Chargers have Phillip Rivers. And as long as he's the quarterback for that team, they're always going to be a team to be reckoned with. They've got some offensive weapons. Danny Woodhead is still there. They still have a lot of different guys still on the offense. Antonio Gates as well. But the defense seems to be decent. But we'll just see. We don't know. I think they're on the lower end of this division, but we'll talk about that at the very end. But, yeah, the only high for me, like you said, is Phillip Rivers. Okay, so we're going to move on from them. We now have the Denver Broncos, who were the Super Bowl champs last year with Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler at the helm. But since those 2 guys are now gone with Peyton's retirement and Brock moving down to Houston, they have no quarterback returning that has any experience from last year's team.
Well, didn't they just name Trevor Siemian as their starting quarterback?
Trevor Siemian, who was the 3rd-team quarterback for them last year, who is now going to come back this year and be the starter. They just named him being the starter, and so we'll see what happens. He's a young Thundercat out of Northwestern, had a really good career for them growing up, or at least, I guess you could say growing up, but he was a good quarterback for Northwestern. He sat behind Peyton Manning the last 2 seasons. We'll see what he can do this year. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to say my highs and lows. My lows are on the quarterback side of it. How do you let Brock Osweiler walk out the door? Well, I'll tell you, Bill O'Brien, did I say Osweiler?
You said Osweiler. Yeah.
Brock Osweiler is down there with Bill O'Brien handling business.
He is.
Now, I'm not going to say anything against Trevor Siemian. He was the 13 guy. He knows the offense. He knows the system. He obviously earned and improved. But what are you even doing messing around with Mark Sanchez? You should have went and got Colin Kaepernick when you had the chance after you lost Brock.
It's true.
And then you've got Paxton Lynch sitting there, who is the future for you, but you clearly are wasting time running around with Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
Now, that's the low. For me, the high is your Super Bowl defending, returning defense.
Correct.
Defense wins championships. You've got Von Miller back there. You've got nothing but shutdown corners, speed in the secondary, speed in your safeties. So I think the biggest high for them right now is going to be that defense. Unfortunately, defense may win championships. It doesn't win games. And if you don't have consistency in that quarterback side of it, I just don't think Broncos are going to have the kind of season that people are hoping they're going to have. Not people around here, but people in Denver.
Well, they've got a quarterback that can win them games, but they don't have a quarterback that's going to win them championships. And I don't know if the quarterback can even win them a lot of games out of that quarterback play. So we'll see how it goes. But that's just that for the Broncos. As we transition on to the Oakland Raiders, They are a very young and up and coming team.
It's contagious.
Man, it's contagious.
We got
it's
the
hot.
Shannon. You know what? We got the Shannon Sharp mouth.
Yeah. Well, it's hot out here. We've been out here all day. So
yes, we have.
As we finish up within this division, we do have the Oakland Raiders, who are a young and up and coming team. Derek Carr is a very good young gunslinging quarterback. Jack Del Rio is a really good coach for them. This is his second season running that team. We'll see what happens. I think there's a lot of good things on the defensive side along with the offensive side, but we'll see. A lot of people are picking them because of the things I just mentioned, but I want to see what you have to say about the Oakland Raiders.
I'm going to say this. The high for them was a good preseason. But preseason does not, it matters, but it doesn't count.
Right.
The low for them is the cloud hanging over them of moving to Las Vegas.
Sure.
The Raiders fans are rabid. All of a sudden, they have sold out every single home game. All the tickets are gone. Where have y'all been? Where have you been? You know, clearly they wouldn't be looking to leave if you could have supported them the right way and they could have had a better stadium.
Yeah.
That being said, I think that's going to be a cloud that hangs over them all year. Other than Derek Carr, I really don't know what they have to offer, and they are playing in a tough division. They are one of those sleeper creeper teams that will trip you up and get a win, but they're in a division that's just going to be too hard to luck your way through. So I just don't think that the Raiders are going to have a whole lot to offer. They definitely can't mess with that Denver defense, and you can't mess with what's coming up next. Shall we just move on?
Yes, let's move on. Let's go ahead to the hometown team within the Kansas City Chiefs. We're so excited.
C-H-I-E-F-F Chiefs.
Yeah.
C-H-I-E-F-F Chiefs.
Yeah, all right. So we got the Chiefs, Kansas City. This is a really good year for them. They made it to the playoffs for the first time in a very long time.
Let's just start naming weapons.
We've got Alex Smith, who's a beast at quarterback. We've got
Jeremy
Jamal
Macklin.
Charles. We've got Jeremy Macklin, Travis Kelce, Chris Conley, Sharkandrick West, Spencer Ware, an entire offensive line.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. You got Albert Wilson, even if you're going to go from other secondary receivers. The list goes on and on.
Go to the defense.
And let's go to defense. I mean,
Eric
the entire
Berry just
defense.
signed his franchise tag.
Yeah, we got Marcus Peters.
Peterson.
We have Derek Johnson, and we got
Damari Poe.
Dontari Poe.
I'm sorry,
Tom
Dontari.
Bahali. We've got D Ford. We've got Ron Parker at safety. Don Bailey inside in the nose position. I mean, we got the list just goes on and on and on. And there's a couple guys we still haven't even mentioned that are still just nasty and ready to go. So this is a great team. They've got the full package. People aren't picking them. People are overlooking them.
Please
They're not
overlook
believing
us.
in them.
By all means, overlook the
That's
Chiefs.
their fault for doing that, but that's fine because that gives the Chiefs a chance to go ahead and play with the chip on their shoulder, play with that reckless abandon that they know that they're capable of doing. We're excited. What do you have to say?
Well, I think it's time to rank them, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and rank them. All right,
ranking.
so you go ahead and start them out.
I'm going to go from the bottom up because the bottom for me is the Chargers.
Okay.
There's just way too many issues there. There's not enough depth of talent. There's not enough overall talent, and they cannot compete in this division specifically. They are a sleeper team. I hate it when they trip us up, but no, Chargers are number 4. I'm going to go with number 3 here, which is going to be the Raiders, only because of who's above them. The Raiders are an up-and-coming team. I mean, unfortunately, if they weren't going to be moving to Las Vegas, I would call them a QD team, a see you in 2 years team, because they are young and they're hungry and they've got a lot to prove.
Right.
But right now they're in the 3rd spot. Number 2, obviously I'm going to pick the Broncos because I'm going with Chiefs number 1. But let me tell you for sure why I'm picking the Broncos number 2. They don't have a quarterback. I understand they named Trevor Siemian, but that is not like you said, that's not a championship winning quarterback.
Right.
And the Chiefs are coming for you. You're going to bring us a young quarterback and we are going to just slap him around. Because we used to do it to Peyton Manning. And then number 1 are the Chiefs. Obviously they're our hometown heroes, but they pass the eye test, they pass the paper test. And when people sleep on them, they come out with a chip on their shoulder. They're just like the Royals. We're a Rough Rider group here.
Yes.
I'm excited to watch them. Everybody watch out for the Chiefs.
I totally agree. I will go with the bottom up. I think the Chargers are going to be in last place. It's unfortunate for those fans and for that organization, but they're still trying to figure some things out. And until they improve overall, I don't know how much better they're going to be, but they will be a team to watch out for. I actually am going to go with the Broncos at number 3 because they lost both quarterbacks. It's a huge hit. I love that defense. They are a Super Bowl contending defense.
But
the quarterback situation is very important. And if you don't have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, if you don't have someone that can handle those high pressure moments, it's going to be very hard for you to move the football down the field. And because it is a quarterback-driven league, you have to have someone that's capable of doing that. Not to say that Trevor Siemian can't get it done, but I just don't believe in them, and I don't think they're going to have the same team. I just think there's a lot of different things going on in that team, and unless they figure it out here soon, which they very could, I don't know. But I am a little bit more scared of the Oakland Raiders. I think they're a very sharp team. Khalil Mack is anchoring that defense. They have Sean Smith, who was on our team last year. They've got a lot of really good pieces to that puzzle. I think they're very threatening, and they've got a lot of offensive weapons. Amari Cooper is no one to scoff at. He's a really good player, and I think they're just a young team, and I think they've got something to prove, and I think that it's going to be good for the Raiders to be good, so we'll see. And then my final team, clearly, is the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs. This is their team. They made a great run last year, 11-game winning streak after going 0-5. They made it to the playoffs. Yes. They shouldn't have lost, but they lost. Excited. But this is what's going to happen this year. It's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs' time. I'm excited. Kansas City, we're ready for a championship. Hopefully they can get it done this year. We're excited. So with that, high five for that. We want to thank you for joining us. Woo. Please watch all of our clips, all of our episodes. We've done the entire NFC and AFC. We're really excited for the NFL to really start off. We can't thank you enough for tuning in and enjoying our time, because we enjoy doing this to get ourselves ready to go for the football season. So with that, we want to say thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.